Right, I'm in. Woohoo!
It's a little like Woody Woodpecker there.
Are you good at beverages?
I have a beverage. Yes.
Wait, also, look. You know you can do this in the T-Rex game. Look.
Oh, I did not. That makes sense.
Oh, you can.
Well, this
You
is
can make yourself go
very
down.
bad.
You make yourself jump on it. No.
You can. You actually can jump a little higher if you hold the space bar longer,
Yeah, I figured that out.
but not much.
Look at this. You can do this. You can.
Wow.
It makes yourself go down faster.
I'd play the Baldi game if I had the browser installed.
A what game?
Did you know there's a Chrome browser you can install that just stands? It's just a sans button. When you press it, it's the full length sans fight.
Ooh.
What do you mean sans?
Sans from Undertale.
Sans Entertainment.
You guys are just uncultured.
I don't play Undertale.
What do you play? What do you play?
I play
Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Yeah, okay.
And Forza.
I play solitaire.
I play cribbage.
You look like a Tetris guy. You look like a guy that would really.
I played Tetris when it was new.
No, I
In
actually installed Windows XP and I played pinball.
Pinball was kind of fun. I thought it was funny that you could tilt.
Yeah.
I played Tetris when it was new. I was in grad school. My Korean office mate was like, "You should play this. You'll like it." And he couldn't believe how fast I was making decisions. It was because I was never looking at the one that was in play. I was always looking at the next one.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, such fast decisions." It's like, no, it's kind of slow, but I'm looking at the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was fun because
It's a beautiful name.
you know,
The
the
sensation.
resolution on the monitors was not quite what it is today. And so you could fill that thing up fairly fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Are we
when
gonna do teams or
Teams is
I did
on,
one before I tried taking it apart to learn about it, and then I broke it.
You wanna? Can I ask you to go into your Weasel and run a command?
where's the
Yeah.
meeting link that
Weasel Windows or Weasel Linux? Yeah, oh, sorry. I was thinking Windows Terminal for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Naomi, I remember you. Hi.
Go into.
Yes?
Still have to install
It is. What is
I'm
the
listening.
Chat name?
BITETRIS.
I'm blanking. I always remember it. I always remember it until
TERS?
It
TRIS.
is.
Mine loves to do it all the way.
It's something. What is the name of the Zulip?
Nah, not now. The Zulip,
Yeah, the
the,
Zulip.
the Teams chat?
Yeah, no, like log into your organization.
Oh, it's
Oh.
cyber defense.
Cyber defense.
Where's the meeting link that never changes?
That is under.
Go to CDC. Or go to cdc2026.com.
Yeah, it's all there.
That's what we need to start remembering.
Okay.
But all of the lovely icons are there. And I added the one for ice rink, Oxel.
Oh, I can work with that. I can work with the trackpad.
Oh, no, we have a mouse specialist in the group.
Sweet turtle. Guacamole. Sweet Neptune.
The mouse?
Pick your pick. I am a big fan of wirelesses, so.
You say so. You need a mouse pad as well?
Mouse pad.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
It's not a mouse pad, that's a burial cloth for a raccoon.
And then shoot a fire arrow into the sky and make it land on the boat. East.
The computer days would call it desk pad.
Okay, here we go. Now, I'm gonna start recording, because I almost forgot.
Oh.
So no more talk about genocide over there, gamer. Oh, we're already recording, look at that.
Recorded all of them.
No, we missed that part. The first incidence of the word genocide on the recording and the second one just came from me. So you're lucky.
Why doesn't it allow me to join play an account?
That's a thing. I just.
Because I'm already logged in.
I don't know. Just drawing this out. That's not a big deal. Go ahead. George.
Okay, so couple housekeeping items. If you watched the video, you should know about this probably already, but the place to to get rid of the very wide.
Share it, please.
Uh-huh. Oh, I meant to get my other monitor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where's the meeting? Link? That never changed?
On CDC2026.com.
That's just a little bit down.
But I'm going to show you the better way to get it. This is the URL. I want you to remember. I'm going to say it, and I want you to say it back to me. I'm going to say it once, and I want you to say it twice. Ready? Haddon?
Yep.
The URL is cdc2026.com. Say it back twice.
CDC 2026.
Again?
CDC 2026.com.
CDC for Cyber Defense Club or Cyber Defense Competition. Is that a hard one to remember? Is it?
Mine already got saved.
.org.
Saved it.
CDC.
Bookmark it, since you can't remember it.
Bookmark it on your phone, on your browser, on your brain, because this is what's at that URL. I couldn't get rid of the stop part yet because it's from a website builder, but down here are all the places, okay? You've got our GitHub repository, which we'll want. There's the link to Zulip. Quit asking me what the organization name is. Just remember cdc2026.com. Iowa State's Discord server, the YouTube videos that I put out darn near every week now. I'm getting better at it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ice rink, if you need to get on vSphere, that's the bottom middle one. And then the Teams meeting. It's going to get lost in Zulip. It always does. Come out here to, what's that URL?
Oh, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Organization.
No, you're wrong. CDC2026.com, and these links are our most important links. If we get others, I will add them. Like I forgot Ice Rink and Oxel, and I realized that last week, and Oxel put it in the wiki. Thank you. Saw that. And because there's a place in the wiki on GitHub also, but this is the place that you can go to that should have everything. It won't keep changing places. It, won't get buried behind other messages in Zulip. It'll just always be here. And please give this URL to your parents. Go home and tell your parents, hey, write down this URL, because they might not know how to bookmark it. So write it down, stick it on the fridge, whatever you have to do, and tell them that the URL is, what's that URL? Thank you. Naomi, you got that? The URL?
Probably turn your cell off. Do it, echo, I think, for you.
Yeah. I wish we could all turn on our mics. You have to turn off your mic and your speaker. It's kind of weird. But Teams doesn't have good enough sound cancellation built in. And so when you look at the transcript, it says, Chris said this, and then Chris said that. It's really embarrassing. But if we use each other's names, it figures it out, which is interesting. So this is important. This will save us time, saves you from having to say, where is this thing in Zulip? Maybe we'll just get rid of these links in Zulip to force train you to go to CDC2026.com. I'm repeating this because people have not done it.
Archives Dick and Chad can make it.
Chad texted me they're still on vacation like they were last week. So, all right. So there's that. This week, we are going to talk about Ash.
All of them busy for not coming in. Because last week, you came in remotely because you were still on a sugar high from the night before.
I may or not have tilted my monitor towards my bed and laid in bed while listening to the meeting.
No, you did well.
Just saying.
You did well, young Padawan. So at this page at cdc2026.com, if you click on the GitHub link, which is That character, by the way, is called Octocat. You can impress your friends with that bit of information. But click on Octocat to get to our GitHub repository. See, what a useful page. And if you click on topics, once you get there, you will see all of our topics. The videos aren't here because they're huge, and that's not what GitHub is for. But if you look in 1108 bash 2025 1108 bash, there is, oh, hang on. There's a cheat sheet for you, and you can open that up. If you click on it, that'll make it display properly. That the MD, the markdown file, will display properly inside GitHub.
And your PDF.
The PDF will let you download a copy. I guess it displays okay in GitHub also, but that one you can download and it'll work in wherever you look at PDFs. I was going to upload a different file and I forgot to. Hang on. Yes, I do this from the command line. Teaching notes. Oh, wait. Maybe it's up there and I just didn't. Maybe I lost it. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Maine. Does anybody else see student notes? I don't. Student class notes. Where did they go? Oh. It's stash that.
Don't mind that, just
My
replying
mom's
to
trying
your
to go
comments on
later.
my commit.
My mom's trying to go let her in.
Oh.
She had to run some errands.
You said you're all
Oh,
good.
okay.
Herm. Okay. Where did it go? Well, I apologize. There's some teaching notes that I thought I committed out here that I apparently did not. One more shot I'm going to take. They might be in my branch and just not be merged yet. There they are. So I'm not going to bother pushing these to main yet. I'm going to teach you a little bit about GitHub. So if you click, I'm not sure where you are right now, but if you click this bit that says code in the upper left,
Hey, let's get people on the GitHub first.
that should have happened. So if you're on this, if you're on CDC2026.com, if you're on this thing, click on the Octocat. Remember we talked about this? Click on Octocat. So is everybody on GitHub? Cool. Click where it says code here. You should be on, and that'll bring you to this page if you weren't there already. And this drop down that says main, click that, and this will show you different, like Axel's working on something, and this is where I build my class notes rolling branch. So click on that. And GitHub has the ability to have different versions of code, like something I'm working on, something Axel's working on, all totally different, and it keeps track of them at the same time. So this is the branch I'm working on, and it's different than what you just saw. I just hadn't merged mine. That's the term. I hadn't merged mine into the main branch. So now this is my branch, and it should say up in this drop down now, class notes rolling branch. Is that what you got? If you got that, click on topics and then click on 1108 bash again. And now you should see both a cheat sheet and some class notes. You got that?
PDF or the markdown?
You can do whichever you want. I gave you both because I'm kind. The PDF would be something if you want to like pull them down into someplace you're going to save. They'll always be here though, because I keep these things forever. So you got two things here. I don't know if you want to open them in separate tabs. but you've got this cheat sheet. And I control click this, so it popped up in a different window. So here's a cheat sheet. And yes, bash does mean the born again shell. So how appropriate for a group that is mostly or perhaps all Christians. And let me kill that tab. So you get that open, and that will list some of the commands we're going to use, although I'm going to show you a tool that might make it so you don't need this. And the class notes is basically, is that this one? Is basically the same thing I'm working from, but sanitized a little bit so like it doesn't tell you answers. I don't know why I worked on this with again with Copilot, and like it kept giving me answers like I know how to do this. So I'm going to get my second monitor so that I can move this off screen. I'm sorry, I forgot that.
So go to the GitHub, go to the branch for rolling notes.
Right, wait, I'm new to that. I'm doing it for that. And then back on the other tab, that'd be the other one, that's the one really good.
Yeah, find the branch or the, okay, are you on the code tab?
Oh, you're.
Yes.
All right, so there's the drop down.
Okay, let me see. Use dash, yeah.
Um,
Need a hand there?
no, I just didn't want to put it in front of you. Then I'm like, but I've got my soda over there.
And then, yeah, the two.
And
Okay, all right, thank you, Naomi.
that's good learning. Teach it to somebody else right away.
So is it spelled like Jason Bourne? Or Born Again Shell?
It is a person, but it's not Jason Bourne.
Well, it's spelled like Jason.
He took a previous shell. I'm not sure which one. There is no shell called SH. Let's get that out of the way. Doesn't exist. But he took an old shell and revamped it. He was named Born. So it was the Born Again shell. Yeah.
Okay, there's no shell named SH, but there is bin SH.
Yeah, it's always a pointer to some other shell, and it has to be POSIX compliant.
But there is bin SH.
Yes, but there's no actual program specifically called SH that is always the same. Yep. Yes. Good clarification. All right, let me pull this up. Should have put it over here because that's where my computer thinks it is.
I found that.
Yeah, whoops. Okay.
I can't see it.
Yeah, that's just, I want to keep this here so that the wheels don't fall off and I take huge digressions. Okay. So first thing I want you to do is to, this is step 0, right? So this is getting ready. Now, I need you to have a bash prompt, but it doesn't matter too much where it is. So if you have a local one, that's okay. If you don't have a local one, you need to connect to IceRink and get on one of your Ubuntu servers there.
No, you don't. That's command prompt.
If you don't know the difference, connect to IceRink.
That's good ice cream.
Yep. So ish2.ich.org, or it's on CDC
26.com. This is what my boss did to me for a while. I use AI a lot, but there would be times I'd ask him a question or one-on-ones, and he'd say, ask. It's called GoCast. Ask GoCast. It's our AI platform. Just over and over. So don't bother me with things like this. Ask
It
GoCast.
will be in.
He didn't say it like that, but
The Zulip.
Cass's your.
under,
He
resources.
said that AI is going to make him relevant for 10 more years. He's several years older than me.
Yes, under resources,
Like,
under
is he-
credentials.
He took it on, he got an engineering degree, he started to take classes online, but he's using AI to help him learn it. I said, it's totally different.
It's a topic.
What channel is it?
So he's learning, he's actually using it to learn.
Scroll down.
Okay.
Uh,
You're trying to.
Enter password. Because I
Oh.
logged in on here yet. I've only been on.
Wait, so you have your cheat sheet password generally? Actually, it's in your text file.
And then scroll to the top.
Oh, you've got it.
DM.
You're trying to probably make sure you're gonna walk around like tripwire.
Right.
It's on yours. You want me below it?
First server.
Not on.
Wow.
Getting wins it.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it is. Okay.
Okay. Everybody on the VM?
Your
Yep.
user and
Now
password
we-
is done.
All right.
That's fine.
It's already logged.
So
Oh,
Once you're logged in, you're in your bash shell. It was that easy.
it was that easy because none of you are Isaac, which would cast doubt on whether you're in a bash shell.
For me, who would install fish?
There you go. So after, I know we haven't talked about this yet, but after you're in, I want you to run this, don't do anything, just stay where you are in there and type this command. You don't have to type you don't have to type this part yet, just the first part, mkdir, and then a space. And then this tilde character is going to be more important in your life than it ever has before. It's on the upper left, very upper left, to the left of the one. So make dir and then tilde / bash underground playground. Bash, type what it says.
Do what I mean, not what I say.
Underground playground sounds kind of fun.
/ bash underscore.
Okay, hold on. Leave it at playground. Get rid of the and. Whatever.
Just because I don't want to explain it right now.
Okay, this is good. Just
Yeah.
don't hit enter, just wait.
Oh, no, hit enter.
Hit enter.
Yeah. And,
Woo! You just did something.
and did it work? No error
No,
messages? Okay.
you don't need to clear every time.
I know. I don't.
And then Haddon, how you doing?
Because it's gonna,
Oh, good.
it's gonna hunt you
Good.
later if you just.
So after that, do the command that's after the 2 ampersands. I meant to edit and get rid of the ampersands because,
Do you do the hands?
so don't do the ampersands, just do the CD space tilde bash playground.
Yeah, CD space tilde / bash playground.
Bash playground. How about you read the commands?
You say so. Although I'm going to say them weird.
Yeah,
Don't say tack.
What do you think we just did while we're waiting for everybody?
under the directors.
What did we do for it?
I don't know.
What does it say?
No,
M-
MJD. MJD.
So what do you think dir means?
Okay.
So we're making.
Kind of give me a heads up when you're done, because I can't tell. I'm done. Okay, so yeah, what does this do? Axel, you like this? I have an alias in my profile called takedir, which I thought was nice and aggressive. Makes it and goes into it. Take the directory. Anyway,
Make one of those.
this is this one makes a directory or a folder, right? So you're actually let me pull up. So I'm running off a local. Let me clear. So right now, is this a busy? It is. Let me pretend that this is my home directory, so it won't be so cluttered. Okay, so we'll pretend this is my home directory. It is not. But when you create something called bash playground, and I'm not going to be able to use the tilde here because that tilde means your home directory. Learn that forever. That's right. When you do that, you're actually making another folder. Okay, so this stands for make directory. And when you do CD, this stands for change directory. So you want the change directory to go into bash playground. And here's something you we've run into resistance. This is the best thing about the shell for saving time. I'm going to type BAS something. I'm going to hit tab. And it auto-completes as long as it's unique.
Want to zoom in a little?
Yes, I should. Maybe like that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So hitting tab, whenever you have something that's, if it's not unique, it'll tab as far as it can and get something unique. Fish is different, or Zish, whichever you use. Very different and nice. But this is Bash today. So, and actually, we're going to stay. Let me do exactly what you guys did. Because I guess once we're in here, it's going to be fine. Did you do makedir first?
Yeah, we didn't make it.
That would make sense because I can't. What's the error there? I tried to go into a directory that didn't yet exist. Okay. So now, I guess this note should have been further up, but unless otherwise instructed, and I don't think you will ever be otherwise instructed, everything you do for this worksheet, do it inside that Bash Playground directory. Because then if we don't want to mess anything up someplace else. So we might make mistakes or something. Now, the next thing I want us to do, oh, and the other instruction I use was LS, which just stands for list stuff. It stands for list. I don't know.
List.
You always wonder what these things stand for in Linux. I list.
I like the alias Delta LS. Very nice.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about aliases just yet,
Okay.
though. So LS is showing me there's nothing with the settings I've given for LS here. There's nothing in this directory, new directory, right? So I want us to install this utility called TLDR. Oh, I forgot something here. And TLDR stands for TLDR. Yeah. Yeah, you can type ahead like one section, but I'd like you to listen, right? So I did forget a bit here. Before we do, no, this is right. Update. Yeah. I was just because it didn't say up. I was thinking update, upgrade. There should be two ups, but this is the right one.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk too much about this, but apt is the thing in Ubuntu that you use to install programs and keep them up to date, right? So the first thing we're doing here is to update apt. I cannot talk and type at the same time.
Sudo space apt space update.
Yep. And what this does is, and you have to type your password for this.
Reminder, your password is password.
No, I wonder if I typed mine right. There we go. Listening to yours.
Yes.
And it should do something similar to this. And what it's doing is apt has a local copy of what it thinks all the available software is and how they intermingle. Like one program might need another or it won't work, that kind of thing. And so you're updating all of that information so it matches the current reality. So otherwise apt might try to install something and it'll break because it doesn't have the other program it needs or something like that. And so we need to do this before we run this next step, which is to actually install this thing called TLDR. And so the way we do that is with, and I'm going to clear so that I like it to be up top so you can see it easier. Apt, I'm not root, sudo apt install TLDR.
Just like that. So sudo space apt space install space TLDR.
And you may have a lot more output than this because I've already got it installed.
Should I press Y to continue?
Yep.
And that'll tell it, yes, I do want to actually install this.
Internal.
Because it does, make sure that if anything would break.
Now, the Y shows up
Oh my.
sometimes.
I'm also on that screen.
Yeah, that's fine. Usually it won't do that.
So I just press.
What did it do?
It's doing kernel upgrades because it can.
Oh,
No.
did you say you got a kernel upgrade with sudo apt install TLDR?
Yeah, because it's depending on the latest kernel or something. I don't know.
Oh, weird. Well, that's
Okay, it's still on the.
how many
Naomi, are you?
How many packages?
We're trying to get a password.
Okay.
No, it's.
How many packages is it pulling?
See it scroll down here. I did one.
He cleared it.
Oh, so it's done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
Don't use clear until.
I'm just spamming enter until I can't see the purple anymore.
I mean, you can, there's no reason to. Also, there's the clear command, which will.
Yeah,
okay. And the next thing we want to do is this, because TLDR, when it installs, doesn't have any information. I think it likes to look at what you've got. I don't know why. It just doesn't know anything. So you have to run TLDR space -- update with a P, update. I just said it that way because I have too much lip balm.
Space Dash update.
So TLDR -- update.
I call it a tap.
Tac, tac.
cloning into
Take that.
TLDR.
Actually, that's nice.
And yours again will have more output because I've got mine installed already. I forgot.
I'm gonna start calling it Tic Tac update. It's very nice.
We have learners in the room. So somebody, thumbs up when it's done. I don't know, that didn't take too long, right? Naomi? Good?
Mine didn't work.
Well, you get to debug your own.
No, it failed to create local share TLDR.
Oh, that's it's referring to this folder, right?
Yeah.
Home whatever .local share TLDR.
Oh. Because .local hasn't been created on my machine here. I'm gonna fix that.
You could just create the whole thing,
Yeah, so
probably.
did you run your TLDR update?
Yeah. Naomi,
It just worked. That's nice. I wish
Good.
mine had.
problem? Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Okay.
If it's kernel upgrade.
Just tell them
tab and just say, click there to say, okay, enter there. So
Okay, local
How you doing?
Good.
Keeping up all this? All right.
share.
okay,
What is wrong with my machine?
that's interesting. I don't know why that. So now TLDR is done installing. Cool. Do the TLDR dash. Was that doing update dash update? Okay, so now do this TLDR dash update, which will work way better than Oxels. I hope.
Most things do.
And then I'll show you why we've installed TLDR.
Oh, is it because it wants me to remove from kernel?
Does it summarize things? Too long to read?
Yeah, stands for TLDR.
Long didn't read. Or tunnel directory. I forget which.
So, good, okay. All right, so here's the deal. The official documentation, and it's actually it's a help system, but it's the actual documentation that they show you is called MAN. Stands for manual because it's the actual, and I'm just gonna, remember that simple command ls, show me stuff. Okay, there's nothing here. Type man and then type ls because I want to see the help for ls, right? And this is how it starts. And then hit space bar will bring up the next page. And then space bar will bring up the next page and the next page and the next page and the next page. So that's how
You can
many
also scroll with arrow keys.
you can. But the point is it's next page, next page, next page, next page long. And all you want to do is see what the files are, right? Now type TLDR ls.
So TLDR space L.
And that all fits on one screen. It shows you some of the common things you would do with ls. Most people find this easier to use, even though it doesn't cover everything, but it gives you some idea, right? And there's one command we will hopefully get to today where this will be your best friend for life. Well, it'll be your best friend for your first year or whatever.
Want to exit your help page here?
Hmm.
Okay, now.
I forgot to say that. Q gets you out of man. It was on the screen, but I didn't say that.
Working for you, Naomi? You see what he has up there?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So, like this one is one of the most common things I do is LS-AL. And L means I don't want the little short, I want to see more information, long, which it really means wide, but long. And the A means show me hidden stuff too. And if I use that right now, it actually shows me that there is stuff in this directory with the very obvious names dot and dot dot. These show up in Windows too. If you look in Windows File, well, if you look in, not PowerShell, but DOS. If you look in DOS, you can see these. I don't know if they show up in, you probably have to change settings to get them to show up here. But, oh, I'm going to hate myself. I'm going to type CMD.
I don't think you have to follow along.
No, you don't have to do this. That's not a PowerShell window.
Can you do that?
Why?
So
Why is that?
wait, it can't be the root. Okay, so, I only got one of them. So dot, I think if I go out to DOS, I'll get both of them. So there's a dot, there's usually a dot dot, and all it means is they're always there, and dot means this directory. I'll just say that. We don't have to actually memorize all of this right now, but dot means this directory. So when I said ls-al, implicitly, I'm actually saying ls-al this directory, so I didn't give it anything else to do. And if I would say oh, that was interesting, ls-al dot dot, then it's gonna get the one above, which is my home directory. I don't know if you can see, but in my path here that's showing up, the tilde is the next one up. And remember, tilde means my home directory. So it's gonna show me my whole big ugly home directory, which has, I know, yours is probably nice.
Ours is nicer because we just installed our machine. Your directory will get dirtier over time.
Yeah. Maybe I should use this one.
Oh,
That's nicer, yeah. But stick with what you got. Yeah. So that's that's why we want TLDR. We're done with setup. So we're going to move on to this first bit, just about some basics here. And this won't take very long, I don't think. So bash, it's a command, it's a shell, it's a command line. It's basically it's not a direct way to talk to your computers. That would be like in one of the Star Trek movies where the guy from the future, Scotty, sees the computer and he picks up the mouse. He said, "Computer," and it doesn't work because, or if you could speak binary into a wire or something. But it's and actually, with joking aside, it would be like writing assembly language code or something. There are more direct ways to talk to a computer. But this is pretty low level. It's lower level than using like a desktop, like a Windows shell or a Mac desktop or a Linux desktop. You have a lot more control over what goes on here. So just some real basic commands. And I think these will knock out the mini challenges pretty quickly. We already did LS, but run PWD and then tell me what you think it might stand for. First one to guess what PWD stands for gets the honor of being the person who guessed what PWD stands for.
and you'll win a lot of credit with me if you know that. It's a tough one.
Whoops, I typed it wrong.
What
This is a hard one.
stand for?
Oh,
Something directory.
Ooh, that's a good guess.
it doesn't say here.
Where
Well, there's a WD working directory. Yeah, that's a hard one. It is a hard one.
primary working.
This thing is
No.
present working.
No.
No?
Current working directory.
Yes.
Oh, Haddon gets the honor of being the person who, even before the instructor, where'd you get that out of, man, or
I mean, it's
Google?
right on your screen there, but yeah, it's
I
current
like
working
that.
directory.
print the name of the current?
Yeah, current working directory.
I don't see it.
Might be in man. Man, what?
I just looked up.
Ugh, I don't want man. Okay. So how about who am I? What's that stand for? Hey, she wins. So if
It's
I,
like a language teacher analyzing every single bit.
Who are you?
I ask myself that question every day.
Oh, man.
what happens if you type who am I? You get back your username. Now, in scripts, this can be useful because you can execute this in a script and get, you're not looking for your username, but you're wondering what's the name of the person who's logged on. This is one way to get it. It's in scripts, it's probably not the most common way, but it is reliable and it works. Aren't those the same? It's reliable and it works. Anyway, so those are some kind of basic, you look around, what files are here, where am I in the file system, PWD, and what's my username. So some file system basics, LS is showing up here a lot, isn't it? We got PWD, where am I? LS, show me what's in this directory. Now LS has a lot of options, and I'm gonna go back up to my home directory. See, otherwise instructed, you can go back up to your home directory for this CD ... to get from Bash Playground up to your home directory. Or I don't care if you do this or not, but I'm gonna show you some other ways to do this. I'm gonna go to my root directory, CD/, which is the top of the file system. So if I look and see what's here now, I've got all sorts of things that who knows what that is, right? Woo! But they all say root, whatever that means. So I'm not in my home directory, but if I just type CD, it puts me in my root directory automatically.
Home directory.
My home directory automatically. I'm glad you're here, Axel. I've been using this stuff so long that I just must not think that the words matter. So that's a nice shortcut, right? I use CD ... so that you guys would see it work. And whenever I want to go up, I use CD ... So I didn't really think about it being the home directory. So you can see I've got lots of things here. How much is in your home directory?
Well, I've been doing CD and everything, but that hasn't been shown up. Do what?
So if you just type CD and then you do LS like this, maybe LS space -AL.
Uh-huh.
What? Not very much. Do you have anything that on the left has a D?
Yep.
Oh, you should.
File.
Bash sandbox should be there. Do you have anything that on the left has a dash?
No. So do CD. No.
Yeah.
Space. Enter. We're going to your home directory. Now LS space -LA.
And notice with what Axel said, it didn't matter if he said -AL or -LA. Those are separate parameters, -A. So you could do this like LS -A -L, but that gets old very fast. So depending on what you have, like you notice I have all of these dot this and dot that, and you should have a dot, where did TLDR put their stuff? Dot local, right?
Local share TLDR.
So you should at least have a dot local. Now I've got all of these dot something in Linux. Anything that starts with a dot is considered hidden. It's very low tech. And so if I leave out the -A, remember -A stands for all, and all it means is show the hidden stuff, and all that means is show the stuff with dots at the beginning. So if I leave off the A and I just say -L, this is all I get because I got so much hidden beauty in my home folder. So if you do that, some stuff should, at least the .local should disappear.
Yeah, you wanna do
Or-
ls
I'm
space
sorry.
dash L,
It is that low. Yeah, ls space dash L,
you can run that.
and you should see less stuff.
ls space dash L. And my assumption is you're only gonna see your newly created black bash playground.
Yeah.
Cool.
Though depending, you might see like desktop, pictures and so on.
So here's another thing that this sometimes surprises people if they're coming from Windows especially. If you do ls bash tab, ls bash playground, tab is your friend. Oh, wait, there's nothing in there. Yeah, that's not gonna work just yet. Let's go in, let's do CD bash playground because I so want to show you this. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit. And we're gonna use a command called touch, which is a really uncomfortable command name. And it doesn't matter what we use for file names, but touch will create empty files. So I'm gonna say touch file 1 and touch file 2. And now if I use ls in my bash playground directory, I can see that I have 2 files. They are empty.
Technically, touch is not the file creation command, but I'm not getting into that.
It just created files.
It did create files. That's not its purpose. But I'm not
Well,
into that.
It is useful for this though.
Yes.
It is one thing it can do, but yeah, date updates and isn't that it? Yeah. So once you have a couple files in there, go back to your home directory, either by using cd space dot or just cd. And now let's try that command again. Here's another shortcut. Use your up arrow to go up until you hit, oh, that's a ways up, but ls bash playground. It was like 10 commands up, but I like not having to spell something twice and get it wrong. And now if I say ls bash playground, it doesn't show me the words bash playground. If I did this in DOS or PowerShell, it would say bash playground. But if I do this in Linux, it says, here's what's inside bash playground. And this can be a problem. This might not be what I wanted. You can see up here that I have 4 directories that start with the letter S. Suppose I wanted to see those. I might say ls s star. I want to see those directories start with S. This is what happens. I see all the files inside those 4 directories, right? Sandbox, scripts, snap, and source.
The letter A in sandbox.
Yeah, I do. Obviously another sandbox day. So there's another parameter you can use with ls, and that is the D parameter, which means show me the directories. Daggone it. And so if I do the same thing, and you can do this with bash sandbox or bash playground, sorry.
So ls space ld space bash playground.
And then it shows, instead of showing you what's in the directory, the D says, I want to see the directory, right? So if I do the same thing with, with my ones that start with S, I just see those. That's what I wanted. What was that?
No such file or.
You need the S star.
So ls.
Well, he might not have
No,
any
you don't-
S's. That was just a convenient
That's just him demonstrating.
example that shows how awful it can be.
So first BD. Enter. Okay, now ls dash ld. So ls space dash ld
Do they list the D in
space
here?
bash playground.
They do.
And you can tab that.
And this one's in TLDR at the very end, only list
That's the
directories
directory.
ls-d. Or dash directory. You will see a lot of parameters in bash have a short option like -d. We just use, and they also have a long option like dash directory. This is because of a cultural revolution in Linux, they used to have all these short parameters. Everything was one letter. And eventually this caused confusion and problems, especially with commands that had a lot of parameters. There's only 26 letters. So then they started to go uppercase and lowercase, and oh, thank you, that makes sense. Am I supposed to use little e or big E? Ah! And so, and it's not descriptive. And the culture back when these shells, when Unix was written, which was before Linux, was, that space mattered so much. They didn't want to use long things, and that came through with these short parameter names, I think. But then now the situation is that we like things to be descriptive. So instead of, saying H, we say human readable.
Or
But-
the capital F, we use classified.
Yeah, and so human readable, by the way, is for the sizes of the files, right? That was just a big number before. Now we see it's 4K. None of those are very big, are they? Okay, so that's a little more about LS, since we already talked about it. We've done print working directory, list stuff, and we used CD and makedir and touch. We haven't used RM or rmdir.
Well, let's make some files. And
We have made some files. Let's go make sure we're back in our bash playground.
CD into there.
So we've used make directory once, and that was to make bash playground. Now, suppose you want to make, suppose you, for whatever reason, there could be reasons. So assume there's a reason that you want to make a bunch of directories, a directory and a sub and another directory inside of it and another directory inside of that. We don't care what it's called.
Oh,
Now you've tempted me to make it called lions and tigers and bears.
so
Oh my.
MKDIR space lions / tigers / bears space.
Isn't it hard to not say, oh my?
Oh my.
Lions / tigers / bears.
Do not create directory.
Cannot create directory. No such file or directory. Axel, which file or directory is no such?
Lions / tigers.
Yeah, we can't create bears because lions / tigers doesn't exist. And we can't create tigers because lions doesn't exist. Isn't that fun? So who wants to go make their lions? Don't do this. And then after that, go make their lions, tigers. And then after that, you have to go make their lions, tigers, bears.
Now,
Not the people who made PowerShell, because they made this work automatically. But as a side note, you can't, there is a, and I'm sure it's in TLDR, but there's a parameter that we usually think most people think stands for parents. If you have to, make the parent directories. Okay, so that would mean, lions is the parent of tigers, tigers is the parent of bears. So if you do this, you're going to be able to do this all in one shot, lions / tigers / bears. Oh my. And that'll work. So is there a tree thing built in?
yeah, it is -- parents. And one thing I usually do, I usually put the -p after the directory because I remember, this one, right?
Because he did it. Yeah.
Tree is not pre-installed.
Oh,
on
okay.
YouTube, so
All right.
we're not.
So I must have installed this, but you don't need to install this, but I've run tree up here, which prints a tree. And there's a gnat. Somebody get a gun.
That as a network allocation table.
Yes.
Tables.
So yeah, you can see that it created what we asked for. So what are we aiming at here? Which commands? Hang on. Oh, RM and rmdir. What's the question, Neil?
You had to
You gotta go
basically,
back and.
Yeah,
Reload
go back
the
to your vSphere and then reopen it.
Or sometimes I can refresh it.
Sometimes pressing F5 and refreshing does it.
I hit the little circly thing because I am so GUI bound.
I think you're using the terminal.
Yeah, up in the, if it's in the web browser. So I hit that circle.
Okay,
Okay.
Got it.
Can you
crazy man.
balance?
I never know, like, with the BIOS settings, do I hit F5 or do I hit function F5? Or especially with this one, with all the,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm opinionated, so I just set it in settings, but fair enough.
Yeah, hopefully we're not getting alerts in Zulip saying that, you know, Ice Age is down.
My phone, no one's phone is buzzed, so
Yeah,
I think we're good.
yeah.
I'll check my KDE Connect.
Okay,
Nothing.
so now let's CD, change directories into lions/tigers. We can do that all at once. Oh, is everybody caught up? Naomi, I know you got kicked out for a bit.
So we have file 1, file 2, lions, then tigers, then bears.
So we'll go into lions and tigers. Oops. I'm supposed to be watching this one.
Base lions/tigers. We're not going into bears. We're leaving the bears alone. They're
Don't
dangerous.
poke the bear.
Hibernating.
Okay. So so let's see, we've already. So if you use, I don't know what the command is to create a file if it's not touch. I know other ways to do it, but so go ahead and make a file by using the command touch. Call it hello.txt. Here's another way to do it. There's a command called echo, and it will just print to the screen almost anything you type afterwards. And so you can actually print hi, and it'll,
Run that again? What?
I gave it a history expander.
Oh,
I wondered about that when I typed it. So we'll say,
Almost anything and you meant it.
I did. I thought of that when I was typing. Is this going to be a history command?
So echo space hi, and it would say hi.
And one way you can capture that into a file, which this is all we're going to talk about redirection today, is that you can use a greater than symbol. And this means you're going to send this output someplace other than to the screen.
When we use it here, we don't call it a greater than symbol, we call it an arrow. But it is a greater than symbol.
I'm going to call it a greater than symbol because arrows look like this. So, but what it means is called, the operation is called redirection. And it means instead of sending this output to the screen, we're going to send it someplace else.
Like a file.
And yeah, like a file. So we can send this to one called hi.txt. And it just went away like we hoped. And if you look now, you have a hello.txt and a hi.txt. And let's do ls-l actually. And this number, after Chris, there's a number, 4096 for the directory. Don't worry about that. But the 0 for hello.txt is its size because we just used touch to create an empty file. But hi.txt has 3 characters. One is hi. There are 2 of them are hi, and the third one is a line return. It's automatic.
So each I enter is all that's in that file.
Yep.
3 letters.
And if you we didn't talk about cat. Where's cat in my notes?
Well, we're learning about cat.
Is it on there?
I don't know.
I don't see. Oh, it's next section. I'm always a section ahead. Now this one's hard to explain, but the word catenate is a word. It's really rare. Concatenate is slightly less rare. Go ahead.
You concatenate, you take 2 things, you shove them together.
It means to bring 2 cats together and watch them fight. Yeah. So yeah, catenate means to smush together. It's just a weird word, and concatenate means to bring things together. So if you catenate one thing, it just means show me this thing. And so it means show me the file. We'll just say that. So if I cat hi.text, don't ever worry about what cat means. It just means show the file, show the contents. So if you cat hi.text, you will see hi.
It will say hi, yes.
Hi. And then you can go ahead and remove this thing by saying rm hi.text or hi tab, like I just did. And by the way, if I would have said rm h, tab doesn't do anything because it doesn't know what comes after the H. But if I hit tab twice, it gives me my choices. That's how bash works. And I say, oh, I want the one where the next letter is an I, and then I can hit tab and it'll fill it out. So I do that, boom, done.
rm hi.text. And if we ls, where did it go? Where is hi.text? Anyone answer?
What kind of answer are you looking for?
Where is hi.text?
Bye-bye.
Hi.text is gone. We removed it with the rm command.
There you go. So, and then the last one on this section they want us to look at, I want us to look at, is rmdir. And so,
ls.
well, we've done ls.
Okay, it's gone.
Oh, sorry. So I'm going to go up, and right now I'm in the tigers directory. So if I go up one level, that brings me to lions. Then I can do this.
So cd space
Slash.
dot.
And one more will take me to bash playground. You have to use forward slashes in Linux, by the way, to separate directories. So 2 levels will take me to lions and then to bash playground, where this is what's in here, 2 files in the lions directory. Now, ordinarily, the way you remove a directory, the safe way, is to use this command, rmdir, remove directory. If I try to remove lions, this is why it's safe. It says, that's not empty. And hang on, my evil self needs to know something that I don't know. Ignore
Remove empty directories.
Ignore each failure to remove a non-empty directory. I don't think.
Is ignored on is that like quiet?
I think it just, well, let's find out. This isn't what I do next. Yeah, okay. So rmdir won't remove a non-empty directory. The way you remove a non-empty directory, and I'm so sorry, I'm teaching you. This is the way it's done. You can go in and empty everything out, or you could write a little script or something, and that's all beyond the pale. It's too much work. If you know that you want to get rid of this whole directory, even though it's not empty, and one way to do this would be to come in here and run ls little r, I think. See, there you go, big R, little r.
Capital R is recursive always.
Not always.
Almost always.
In grep, it's a little r, for example. So here I can use big R for recursive. Recursive just means keep going down in this case. And you can say, oh yeah, this stuff, I don't care about any of this stuff. So I go back up one level, and what I do is the rm command with the dreaded F option for force.
Remove dash.
Well, actually RF. So R here again means, and it's a lowercase r, means recurse, so go down, and F means force, which means I don't care that it's not empty. And it's exceedingly important that you get the location correct here.
Because it will remove everything, no exceptions.
Everything you have permission to remove.
Which
So
is usually everything.
no, I mean, I'm logged in as me. I'm not logged in as root. So
No, like usually everything you care about.
yeah, so I'm going to do this because I just looked and I know it's in there. and it'll say RM-RF Lions, and it goes away.
So just that. And if you LS, where did Lions go? And all its contents, where did they all go? Anyone answer, please?
Well, the Bears ate the Tigers, and the Tigers ate the Lions, and Bash ate. I don't know, man. It's
The
something.
Bears? They ate the Bears, I think. That follows, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's a little bit about that. That's file system basics. So let's see, we got about half an hour. This might work. So the section 3, I think in the notes, looking at files, we've looked at cat, which just shows a file. One thing I want to do right now, though, and I'm not sure, I think it's in your notes and not in mine, that it might be nice when you're in the shell to be able to edit a file.
What's the
And
difference?
what's the difference? The difference is being able to change these things without being weird like you, me, and Isaac. So you will see me use an editor called Vim. And at first, you might not want to use Vim. You can
Not
teach.
run this command.
Yeah, don't run that command. You'll get stuck and not even be able to exit the darn thing. So, because that's what happens to people at first. The most common question about Vim is, how do I exit Vim? What you want to use almost certainly is this thing called nano. And so if you're in this directory, you can say nano and then type file1. Hopefully, is nano installed? I think nano is installed by default now. So you say nano space file1, and this will open an editor that behaves almost normally.
Notepad,
Yeah, kind of like Notepad. I mean, it's not
Microsoft Word.
a lot of frills, but it can do things like search and replace and whatnot. You want to pay attention to that menu down at the bottom. Every time there's a caret, something that means the caret means control.
So caret G, you press Control G, and that would be your help menu.
Yeah.
Don't do it, but you can.
Yeah. So I think in the notes, did I say something about, so I don't have those in front of me. Did they say anything about nursery rhymes in the notes?
Get those up here.
Oh, they're not in there?
Uh,
So that's okay. Enter a couple lines of text. I think in my notes at one point I said, put in the names of a couple nursery rhymes you liked when you were little.
Put
So
into the file the names of 2 nursery
there you
rhymes
go.
you liked when you were little.
So for me, that would be what? I liked Humpty Dumpty. Well, it could be 2 nursery rhymes you like now.
Or just names of 2 songs. Names of 2 something.
Yeah, there you go. Put in all the lyrics of Rockstar.
But yes.
Just put in something and let me know when you have typed something. Give me the ubiquitous thumbs up, please. This shouldn't be difficult, by the way. Haddon, good. Yeah, good. We got Oxel, we got Haddon.
All right.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Still typing.
2 I'm enabled, but I was just trying to use Vim commands, of course.
Oh.
Okay,
But we got some deep thought going on over here.
justified file. No, thank you.
This file has no justification.
I've just messed up so many things by pressing Vim keys. That's fun.
You good?
Yes, I'm better. I think we're all good. Naomi, are you good?
Cool.
All right.
So down at the bottom, there's 2 ways you can save this thing. The safest way, you can see Control O means write out. They apparently thought the word save was copyrighted or something. Write out means write it out to a file. So if you do that, you set Control O, it asks you where to write it, and it defaults to the file name you've already got, if it already has a file name. If it doesn't, you just have to type one in. So you can do it that way. I'm gonna not save it here, so that I can show you the other way. Oh, Control C for cancel. There's another menu. The other way is that if you type Control X for exit and you've got unsaved changes, I just want to show you that it will prompt you to say it's not like there are things in Linux that will do catastrophically unexpected things, but this is a nice tool. So I can say yes to save it and it'll ask me again. Yep. And it'll save this thing for me. So Nano is a nice editor for Linux.
And if we catch out file 1,
You will see that I liked Humpty Dumpty and Jack and Jill because there were no nursery rhymes about Darth Vader at the time because he had not been born. Well, he had been born a long time ago. But okay, very good. All right.
Wait, how do I get out of the text editor? Is it control X?
Yeah, Control X to exit. Oh,
We'll tell you what it did.
so then there's also, oops, we gotta get out of that file. There's a.
There's one thing where it's stuck in. There's one thing where it's randomly capped. Like I have it outside on caps locks, but it's just if I unset it, if I turn caps locks on.
When I usually have to pound my modifier keys until it goes away.
Don't press it again. Don't.
On, it is on right
No, please.
now.
No.
It's on.
Why do you press the caps lock? Why do you have caps lock set to do caps lock? Make it escape or something.
No.
Oh, it looked like a muffin.
Wait, well,
Muffin? Muffin?
You know, it's Muppet Man. Yeah. Maybe it was a nursery rhyme at first.
Do you know?
My mom did.
Muffin Man?
The Muppet Man. Yeah.
Do you know the Muffin
Who
Man?
lives on Drury Lane? Sounds right, but does it sound right to you? Drury
It
Lane?
might be Shirley. I forget.
He doesn't live on Shirley. That's cannibalism. Drury. He says, matter of fact. Okay, so we gotta get back here. In section 3, there's a couple other commands listed. And for this, we're gonna want something longer. What's a long file that's already in Bash?
I just had a man page up to a file.
Well, man,
Yeah, man ls type to file 3.txt.
let's see if this works.
Yeah. WC? Oh, word count.
Word count, yeah. Okay, so if everybody could do that first command I just did.
Don't do the first command. Do man ls to file 3.
Why not?
Why are we going to temp? I thought we were.
Yeah, so let's do this. Man ls
Man space ls space
file 3,
greater than space file 3 and press enter.
just like that. Because I always,
Why is an Ansel teaching this?
Because he has the lesson plan.
Yeah. yeah, why not?
Guess what, Axel, you're up next week.
Yeah,
Oh, and that too. I don't want to do 3 weeks in a row, 4
Yeah.
weeks in a row.
so now this file is a bit bigger, right? And if you try to cat this one, it will look like this. Oops. Your terminal might let you do this, but the one that you're looking at in the browser won't.
Can't
And
scroll it.
a lot of terminals won't. I don't think PuTTY will, for example, just to be blasphemous there. So these commands that are in the in section 3, less head and tail will help you out. Head will just give you
You forgot about more.
less is more.
Sure.
It's better. So if you look at head, whoops,
What? Oh, okay. Good.
this is the beginning of the file. Fooled you. So head shows you the beginning of the file. If you look at the TLDR for head, that's what it said. There are, I think, a couple, or this parameter anyway. You can tell it how many lines you want to see. So dash in and then a number. So you can say head dash n 30 and then say file 3, and it'll show you the first 30 lines. Remember this, the thing that Axel confused himself over is that this is a man page that we copied into a file, right? So that's what head looks like. It'll show you just the beginning, and tail, not surprisingly, will show you the last part of the file. And
Also tail dash n.
I think it's dash n. There we go. So you can do the same thing, tail dash n, and get a certain number. And also, this is significant with tail. I'm going to, I've only got one Arcturus open. Hang on.
I know.
Well, I'm not gonna show the other thing today. We'll get to it.
No, not just head. Control D here.
The other command that's listed is less.
Control D. Oh, there
And
you go.
well, and what Axel was pointing out is that there's a more intuitively named command called more.
Space.
And more lets you page through one at a time. So every time you hit space bar, you get more. More is scrollable. You can go forward and backward with the arrow. There are other commands. You can search and things, but we'll have to get to those things later. What we want to know now is I can hit space bar, and I think the letter B will go backwards one screen at a time. Less is more. It's actually a little bit better than more if you're looking at log output, because more waits for the output to be done. And then it finishes. Less will just print what it's got and start right away. So that's why it starts printing with less output than more does.
Just refreshing the file as it's being updated.
Not refreshing, but yes.
But so if you tell more to like show a big file, I think it reads the whole thing or something. And less will just say, oh, here's the first screen. Here's the next screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, less does the same thing. I'm not sure if I already showed this or not. Look at that.
It's technically not refreshing because it's using pipe logic, but yeah.
It streams it.
Hmm.
That's what I said.
Just like Netflix.
That's what I said. You're just trying to impress the kid. You're his hero. We need a thing for you to stand on with a.
Diets.
Yes.
Soapbox.
Okay.
Diets.
So we got only 2 more sections we want to be sure to get through, and we're about right on time. There's a little bit at the end that I don't know if we'll get to, but I'm looking, there's 2 ways you can use Bash. One is as an interactive shell to learn to find things and interrogate the operating system. The other is as a scripting platform. I decided with where we are that it was more important to look at the interactive pieces of it. I've got an extremely small piece at the end about which many books have been written about how to use it as a scripting engine. And I kind of put into it the parts that we'll do interactively. Sometimes we'll take pieces of the scripting stuff and do it interactively to, like, we'll say, okay, for these files, I want to do something to each of them. And so we'll break out a loop and say, for each of these files, let's do this. And so I've got kind of that piece of it at the end. Don't know if we'll get to that, but if we can stay, might run a little over, but if we can stay for sections 4 and 5, that will meet our objective, even if we run a minute or 3 late. If you can do that, cool. If not, the video will be available. Section 4 is where TLDR is going to be your friend forever. Oh, I got rid of these things.
So yeah.
We haven't talked about LS output. Except for the file names, basically.
So on the right.
The caps lock thing.
Stop pressing
I'm
it.
not pressing it, just random keeps turning on. See, it's off.
Well, now it's off. Even though it looks like it's on, it's off. Leave it alone.
Yeah, that can happen on remote. That can happen on remote connections. Hadn't.
Yeah, I know. It didn't work. That didn't happen though.
Okay, so. Yeah,
We
click
thought it
there.
did, but then.
Oh, no.
Do you need to maybe reestablish the
Disable it on
connection?
your System now that we've disabled it. What?
Hey, Axel.
Yeah.
Can you help him a little more quietly and we'll keep going a little bit? Does that work? I mean, you can talk to him there. It's not like a library, but. So let me clear it again. So the output of LS, we haven't really talked about it. There's a date here, November 8, 11/28. I think it's the last time. There's 3 times. One of them doesn't mean anything in Linux. I think it's the last time it was written in this case. This Chris makes me feel important. The first one is the user who owns the file. The second one's a little weird. When you create a user in Linux, it creates the user. It also in Ubuntu, this is Ubuntu behavior and some other kinds of Linux, creates a group that has the same name as the user, just to confuse you, okay? So there's a group named Chris, and the group associated with this file is also named Chris. That's mean, but there it is. But then the thing you might wonder about is what the heck is that? Dash, what does that mean, right? So I'm going to change to a different directory, and you may also switch to /etc/etc. So CD space /etc. Let me see if we can focus on a subset of these guys here.
That's the big folder.
It is.
You ls-l, you'll see a lot of things. And you won't even be able to scroll. But there's
Yeah.
other things.
What I wanted. So let's look at. So let's do ls-l /etc/shadow star. And star is a wild card, right? It means it could be, I didn't talk about that. It's shadow followed by anything. Even nothing counts as anything. So this is going to match shadow. And this one, kind of hard to see, but its name is actually shadow minus. Okay. It's a backup of shadow. It's created every time you boot up. So I'm going to clear and do this again, just in case it's easier to see. Whoops. So I wanted this one because the group and username's not the same, okay? So this one is owned by root, and there's a stealthy sounding group named Shadow. Ooh. And the group associated with this one is Shadow.
Like the hedgehog?
No.
I prefer silver.
And then the way this is read over here on the left is that you have to group these characters into 3 characters at a time. The first group of 3 goes with the user, root. The second group of 3 goes with the group, shadow. And the last group of 3 here goes with everybody else, anybody else on the server, okay? And then what you need to know, and the first one all by itself tells you the kind of file it is. In this case, it's a regular file, so it's just a dash. This is just a text file or a program or something. So R stands for read, W stands for write, and there might be an X here. Could be other things, Axel, I'm aware. But usually an X. The meaning of this is that root, the owner of the file can read and write this file. Okay, it's his three. Shadow, the group associated with the file, anybody who's a member of this group can read the file, and that's it. And everybody else, anybody else, well, I'm not a member of Shadow and I'm not root. I can't do anything with this file. So if I try to cat this file, either of these files, can't.
So you can see that it exists, but you can't.
Yes.
See the content.
And the reason I can see that it exists is kind of in ALD. D for show me just directories, not
Yep.
The reason I can is that the directory etc, this is kind of weird, but to execute a directory basically means can I go into it and see it? So it's different than executing a file. And so the whole world, everybody can read and enter the etc directory. So I can read it, the directory entries, but in terms of actually reading the file, it's a no-go. All right. So this is usually kind of weird when you first see it. But the thing to remember, or to try to remember, is it's the type of file, then 3 characters for the owner, the group, and the and everybody else. We can talk later about how to tell who's in which group and everything. But if you want to know what groups you're in, that's easy. Type the word groups. Ta-da! Those are my groups. Go for it. I don't think I put that in the notes.
For you, Chris, I run an arch-based system. My shadow is root 600.
So you don't have the.
I don't have a shadow group.
Interesting. Wonder if you have a wheel group.
I do have a wheel group, but that's for pseudo. That's different.
Yeah, but that might, yeah.
No, it's
Interesting.
root.
Yeah, but wheel might be able to do that because of the root.
I mean, technically, but through pseudo.
Interesting. Okay. So type CD to go back to your home directory. And then type and then change directories back into your bash playground. And now let's look at the TLDR for a command called, oh, I didn't mention this. Linux has a $5 word for this stuff. It's called the mode of a file. There's one reason exactly why I'm telling you this. And that's because if you have your notes out, one of the commands we're going to look at is called chmod, and mod stands for mode. Okay, so it's a way to change the file's mode. And let's see here. This is the TLDR for chmod.
That's a long one.
So there are 2 ways to interact with chmod. One is to use numbers, and that involves bit masks and binary numbers and stuff. You can learn that. It's not hard. Takes a little getting used to. I can help you with that. That's cool. But this way that's symbolic might be easier to understand. Okay, so here's chmod. And in Linux commands, you almost always put the file last. There are exceptions, but that's almost always the case. So the juicy part's in the middle. So I'm going to change the mode of whatever file this is. That's the way to read this. And then what we're doing is saying U plus X. U is the user. Plus X, we haven't talked about X, but that means execute. We haven't talked about it for a file. That means I'm granting the user permission to execute this file, right? Chmod for some other path file, it could be a directory. I'm going to grant the user, and that's the person who owns it, because sometimes the owner won't have these permissions, right? I'm going to grant the user permission to read and write this file, RW. This one change mod, I'm gonna take the group, like that would be shadow, in the previous, in Etsy shadow. I'm gonna take that group, I'm gonna take away minus X. I'm gonna take away their ability to execute this thing. There's an alias all, A. I'm gonna add read and execute for everybody. That's user, group, and everybody, and world. And I'm gonna give everybody read and execute on this one. Yeah.
And when we're saying execute, we mean like run it as a program.
Yep. Yeah. Run it as a program, or if it's a directory, go into it. It is a file. So yeah, it's execute. And so you can see these when you say O equals G. This means others. That's that third group, the everybody group. We're going to make it the same as the group. So whatever in this would be if you had permissions, and this would be stupid, don't ever do it. But because that shadow file is very important and it has security information in it. But if you wanted to let the world have the same permissions as the shadow group, you could do this chmod O equals G, meaning make the world's permissions the same as the group permissions, and then Etsy shadow. Okay. You can take away permissions, like this is from the others, just say O equals or G equals, and that gets rid of the others or the group permissions, meaning you're setting them to nothing. That's what O equals nothing. All right. And then you can do it recursively, capital R.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So looking back at our files here, we got file 3. That's the one that has the man page on it. And I mentioned that you can also use numbers, and I'm not going to teach that to you except for 2 of them. Okay. 2 numbers you can use that you'll hear about is you can use 777, and that's that's all permissions. Okay.
Anyone can do anything to this file.
Yeah. So do this chmod 777 file 3, and then run ls again. And you can see we loaded up file 3, right?
It might be a different color. It'll be fun.
Mine's blue. No, mine's blue.
Mine's green.
Mine's lime green. I would choose fluorescent orange.
So ls-l again, and you'll see.
Mine's fire engine green.
I think the technical color is light green.
Yep. Mine's electrical socket green.
And after you do that, change it to 000, chmod 000,
Yep.
File 3.
000.
and run ls again.
And ls-l.
That's nice and calm, that mode. And then after you've done that, do more file 3.
Not look at file 3.
But I own file 3.
No, you don't.
I do.
You do. Well, I don't care.
So just to demonstrate, not only could we not read Etsy shadow because we lacked permissions, we can't read this file that we own because we don't have permissions, right? Can we fix this?
Maybe.
chmod.
Let's look at chmod. There's even an example here of exactly how to do this. Although it gives read and write permissions. Yeah. See this one? Give the user, I'm the user. User means owner. I've been saying owner, right? But the user is this one. The group, this is why I left this one and went to Etsy shadow, but the user and group have the same name. And then world or other, whatever they call it, is the last 3. So to give the user rights to read and write their own file, you can do something like this. chmod u plus rw, and then name the file.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, and when I say /, I'm being paranoid to make sure I'm staying in this directory. Remember that means this directory. So /, file 3. If I do that, And then I run ls-l again. Ooh, I got some permissions back. I couldn't read the file because the permissions were wrong, but because I own the file, I can do whatever I want to it, including give myself my permissions back. Does that make sense? So now I should be able to more this file again. Cool. So when it comes to dealing with permissions, get used, look at TLDR first for chmod. And if you get confused, hit me up. Chad really wants to help you with this. I don't know, you use Linux much?
Oh, I thought you meant Jack. Carl. Just checking.
Yeah,
Guy's not here.
Carl.
Call him.
Chad does want to, yeah. Sorry, Carl. You use Linux much? No.
I'm learning a lot today. Let's put it that way.
Let's do that. Okay, so hit me up. Now the last bit. Everybody doing okay? We got one last piece here.
I need to go soon.
Okay. Yeah, searching and filtering. These are important commands, many of which they take a while to learn how much they can do. How's that? And one of them's not on here, find, but so oops. Get back here and clear this. The commands on section 6 or section 5 are grep, wc, sort, and unique. And one that I probably should have added was find. Grep, having said that, this will sound funny. Grep means find. It's general regex parser or something, which is not going to help, right? Actually, does anybody know regular expressions? I should ask. No,
I do. That's me.
yeah, I don't mean not to count you. I just assume you know all this stuff. You know everything. So
Nobody knows everything, except maybe someone like Linus, but
yeah, I hope he
Which
doesn't.
Linus the bonus or Linus Nichols?
poor balls.
Horrible.
That's how you say it.
So grep means find things, and you can use. There are a lot of parameters. I wonder what the TLDR looks like for grep. This should be amusing. Less than a screen. All right. Grep can do a ton of stuff. This is the basic way to do it. You search for something in one or more files. So I could say I want to find the word and in file 1, and it will return because I included Jack and Jill as one of my very favorite nursery rhymes. It will find that for me. Trying to look, are there no letters in common between Jack and Jill and Humpty Dumpty? Well, that's really disappointing. That's okay. I could also look for the letter X, say in file 3, which is that big man file. And that was a good choice.
The letter X.
And by default, it's highlighting them in red for me. You can make it not do that if you want. So it's finding, all of that. I can, if I want, tell it that I want it to find the word and in both of those files.
I am.
So grep and then a space and and in quotes and an asterisk. And it's telling me which files it found it in and showing me all of the lines that contained it. There are lots of see ya.
Yeah.
Thank you for the muffins.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you're welcome. Oh, power grab.
RH.
No,
There we go.
Oh, maybe it is. We'll see. Nope, it's not.
Good.
Cool. There are tons of commands. I have a certain set that I use, and it's like 5 parameters long, the one I usually use. So I was trying to remember which one's which. sometimes, you know, if I get back, like when I looked for and in both of these files, you know, file 3 showed me all these matches and I'd be like, but where are they? Right? That's a really long file. So if I add the parameter -n, it will show me line numbers. Oh, thank you. What if I don't care how many matches there are? I just want a list of the files that match. Then I could say, instead of, and I think it's -l for list. And it'll just show me those 2 file names. So there's lots of things you can do here. -I would make it case insensitive. And you can do really fancy matches with this thing that I refer to called regex, or regular expressions. Because with regular expressions, you can do things like, I want to see the word and, but only when it's a word, not when it's inside a word like band or something like that. I only want to see it when it's a separate word, and only when it's within a line of the word Xanadu or something like that. And so you can really drill down what you're looking for. It takes a little while to learn, but I have some good resources if and when you become interested in that, because you'll see me do wild things. Well, we're sharing the teaching load, but you may see me do crazy things with regex and then say, how did that work? Yeah. So those are the kinds of things you can do with grep. Short introduction is better than your current network. That's okay. Don't care. The next one on the list, WC, stands for word count. So if I look at our file 3, and I want to know how big it is, the first place we can see is right here. It says it's 8,148. These are bytes. So basically characters in this case. I can also get that from this thing called word count. And I don't remember the exact parameter, but here's another place in Ubuntu. If I do -- for parameters and I hit tab a couple times, it'll show me. And so I want to know how many characters or bytes it has. Let's say bytes to match. And then I'll say file 3, and it'll give me the same answer, 8148.
So kilobyte.
Roughly, yeah. Not exactly, but really close. But if I just say word count file 3, I get 3 numbers out. And this one, first one, is the number of lines. This is the number of words based on an officially defined list of word boundaries. And that's the number of characters. And you can ask for any of them separately by doing, you know, -- cars, -- lines, and -- words. There it is. Okay. So this can be helpful. Like if I was doing this grep without the -l, just like that, say, and I wanted to know how many lines in this directory had the word and in it. You can do this, which I'm not going to talk about a lot, but the pipe means take the output of the thing I just did and send it to another command. Okay. So it's called a pipeline, clever, because that vertical thing is called a pipe. It's right above the enter key and you have to use shift to type it. And so you say, I'm going to run this command, right, that produces that output. But instead of showing the output, this is another kind of redirection. Instead of putting it on the screen, I'm going to do something else. But instead of sending it to a file with the greater than character, I'm going to send it to another command. That's the difference with the pipe. And so I'm going to send it to word count. And word count will tell me that's 27 lines, 330 words, 2407 characters. And if I want to know specifically the lines, I can do that and it'll say 27 lines. And so that's 27 matches from grep. It's not
You're wearing a top hat.
Yeah. The word count. There's a couple others in here. And that's sort and unique. I can't think of a good way to, let's see, what's there, rand? No, there's not rand. There's this because they have these devices for rand. random. But if I look at random, it's going to do this. Yeah. We'll just close that one. I forgot to do the part where you tell it how much you want. Here my, huh?
Well,
Can you say that again? I can't quite read that fast.
We'll
There's
just,
an airplane over there.
yeah, it's starting to, I'm up to 89 degrees maybe. We'll close the program. That was easy. Okay, so
Great power.
I'm trying to think of something where the unique command would be helpful, and I've failed. But we could invent something. Hang on. So I'm going to, we'll use nano. Nano. I keep typing nano. So I'll just make a new file. And I'm going to type in here things like 1, 2, 1, 3, whatever. That's not a 3. You get the idea. 21. Yeah, that's what I want at the end. And yes. Okay, so now if I look at new file, right, it has this. So these two commands, sort and unique, if I take sort, if I cat new file and I run sort on it, they come out sorted. But ooh, what's wrong with this? Yeah, this is correctly sorted according to what's called a lexicographical sort. Like if you're looking at a dictionary, 21 comes before 3, right? As a character string, as text. But that's not what we want. There's a way to fix this, and that's called a human readable sort. And to do that, there's a little bit of unintuitive syntax. You have to say, I want to take the first key, which is the first column before spaces. So I want to take key 1 and I want to make it human readable. You put an H in there, there's that human readable thing again. And when you do that, it fixes it. But anyway, sort command, there's learning to be done to get it to do everything it can do, like human readable. So that's the sort command. But now I have, whoops. I have duplicates, right? So I got 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, and all that. So the sort command is able to get rid of those on its own. Hey, I forgot the file name. So sort can do that on its own, right? But sometimes you've got a sorted file that's coming in and you know it's sorted, and it would be a big waste of resources to tell the sort file to sort this thing that's like 2 gigabytes in size and have it just go through and say, there's nothing for me. It took me 10 minutes, but now I know there's nothing for me to do. And what you'd want to do is just tell Linux to get rid of the duplicates. And so there's a second utility that can do that. And just to demonstrate that, we'll pretend that this is our, well, here, let's do this. So we'll just pretend that sorted file is really huge, okay? And we don't want to run it through sort. So what we would do is we would take it, and instead we would run it through this unique program, which they spelled Q with a Q, with no UE. And if you do that, that's a program, that's what it's for. The Linux mantra is to have commands that do one thing and do them and they do that thing very well. That's how they try to write these utilities. Come up with a need, write a program that does that need, that one thing, and does it very well. So unique gets rid of duplicates very reliably. That's the idea. Sorts things very reliably, and they probably threw in unique because that's something sort utilities can do, right? But yeah, there's a separate unique utility because why would I want to have to sort every time to get rid of duplicates, right? Sometimes I know it's already sorted. So anyway, this is the stuff we wanted to look at. If anybody wants to look at the little bit of scripting, I can stay. Otherwise, that looks like great homework. To go ahead and look at that. It's short and it's 10 after. Yeah, let's do that. Have you guys do that during the week. And that's it. Go, fly, be free.
So you're talking about number 6?
Yeah, number 6 it's just got there's almost nothing there.
So if you have any questions as you're doing that, put that on, ask questions in Zoom. There's places to ask questions if you're getting stuck.
Yeah,
So,
probably put it in the thread for this meeting, the 11/8 meeting, you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna remember to shut this off. The recording, I mean.
See you guys next week.
See you, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you.